Hello everyone, welcome back. We are finally live after such a long time. I know today has been giving us a little bit of internet issues, but the good news is we are live. So, let's just get started, get into it right away. Alright, so today we are going to build one of the most amazing, one of the best web agency space themed website. And the reason we're doing this is because a couple of days ago, on day 5 of the 100 days of UI design challenge, we did the portfolio website for UI designers, and that led me to think that if you're a UI designer, the next most common thing that you're going to do after learning UI design is be doing your own job, be a freelancer, be doing your own whatever job you like, or you could start your very own agency, which is why I'm also bringing to you this tutorial on making your very own web agency, web design, using a lot of Figma, using a lot of very cool effects, a lot of very cool animations, a lot of cool stuff that I'm so excited to bring forward to you guys, and most importantly, a space theme. So without wasting any more time, let's get into the demo. All right. Give me a moment and we'll get started. Okay. Let's just begin. Today is such a spectacular day, you guys. Check this out. Check this UI design out. Let me just get this UI design in the center of our screen, and you'll be able to see exactly what I am talking about. Let's just give this a full screen and ta-da! Check this out. This is one of the most amazing, one of the most beautiful UI designs we have ever done on this channel. It looks spectacular. It has blobs, it has images, it has a gradient, it has some beautiful animations, some beautiful effects that you have not seen previously on this channel, on anywhere for that matter, and it's just going to be so much fun building this live with you guys. I don't want to delay this any more than it already has, so let's just get into it. Also, once you scroll, you'll find a section for the actual texts. So here you also have gradients, blobs, gradients inside of blobs, blobs with reducing opacity, overlapping blobs, waves, illustrations, really cool text effects with gradients. This has the most mind-blowing group of effects you can ever find online. Check this out. Blobs, overlapping blobs, planets on top of blobs, multiple overlapping waves, multiple overlapping opacities. Most beautiful UI design I have ever seen. Check this out. This is actually the web experience to remember. We are going to build this live today in the 100 days of UI design challenge on day 8 with Veera. Alright, let's just get started. This is going to be one of the most amazing builds ever. Alright, so we'll just get started. Click on plus icon, new design file. I think by this time we already know how to do that. If you don't, go to Google, search for Figma downloads, and once you do that, your first link will lead you to this position. Click on desktop app for macOS or desktop app for Windows, depending on where you're at. Once you've done that, once you've already installed Figma, we are going to get started with our actual Figma file. Okay, so we just get started with a frame. And the very first thing you're going to do, I say this all the time, you have a desktop display 1920 by 1080 width and height. So you want the screen to be wider than it is tall, and that is what happens with desktops. You want it to be wider than it is tall. So we'll just give it the dimension of 1920 by 1080. Alright, now you can just go ahead and change these values. And by the way, did you all check out the Discord group that we have in the description? So we have a Discord group by now, and in this Discord group, all of the assets, all of the images, everything that you can possibly find is already there. You know what, let me just paste our URL in the chat just so you guys can join. You can join this Discord group. It's actually the first link in the description. And I'm not wait, hold on a minute. This is so cool. I have to share this with you guys. It cannot wait. Let me just give you all the Discord group link. So what happens in this Discord group is you'll receive all of the latest updates, everything that we're doing, very cool stuff, and also you'll receive assets, images, everything that we're using for these animations. So I'm just going to copy our link, paste it in the chat. Alright, and now in the chat you have the link for the Discord group. You can use it to join and you'll receive all of the images, all of the assets, everything that we're using for this build. I'm just going to take the images that we were using for this UI, because I don't have Discord open right now, and I'm going to close it. After that, I'm just taking these images, and you can find all of these images in the Discord group. So I'll just take these images, drag them out of frame, and we can get started. You will find all of these images in the Discord group. In the live chat, you can find the very first link. Join it and you'll be ready to go. Alright, so for this specific frame, let me just make this really clear. Right now we have 1920 by 1080 width and height. So this is what it looks like. But since this is an actual landing page as opposed to just something we were doing for aesthetic purposes, it is actually going to scroll. And here's where things get interesting. When you start to scroll a web page, then your height, which is 1080 usually, starts to increase. So right now it's somewhere around 15,000, and then the height starts to increase because you start scrolling stuff. When you're not scrolling stuff, your usual height is going to be 1920 by 1080. Since we know we're going to be scrolling for this UI, we'll just go right here and increase this a little bit. But at this point it doesn't really matter, because once we start scrolling stuff, we'll build it accordingly. I'll just get myself a very simple rectangle. This is the simplest thing you can do. We've got a couple of people watching. Say hi guys, this is so awesome that we get to come here live every single day. Say hello in the chat really quickly. Alright, now we're just going to get started with our blobs. So blobs are really simple. They're built with a really simple pen tool. You can also use a generator for blobs. I like to use the pen tool, but it is completely up to you. Using the pen tool to make blobs is not only really simple, it lets you have total absolute control over what you're building, how you're building it. Alright, so now I'm just going to get into how you make blobs. Just click on the pen tool, and then you have this really nice cursor which you can move around wherever you like. Take it to a different place. Do not leave the cursor. While keeping this selected, you're going to take it and make it twist and turn however you like. This gives us a really nice shape, sort of what we're going for. Say hi you guys in the chat. This is such a nice design we're building. For everyone who's coming live right now, today we're building this spectacular beauty of a UI design live in this live stream on day 8 of 100 days of UI design. Say hi in the chat if you like what we're doing here. I come live every single day at 8 p.m. Indian Standard Time or 2:30 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. Alright, we'll just try to position it as well as we can. Add a fill. This is the most important part. Mr. Addy says hi. Hello Mr. Addy, welcome. And now this is quite important, you're going to reduce your opacity. This is where the magic starts to happen. It doesn't really matter what your UI blob looks like. It can look like any random shape. Your UI is not going to match this exact shape. It can look like any shape, but as long as you reduce the opacity, you should be fine. And now this is where things get really interesting. You're just going to copy it. Vector 1 is our blob, and then you'll just paste it once again, and then you'll click on shift. So this is really important. Make sure to press shift, take the bottom right corner and make it smaller, and then you're going to repeat that. Copy paste it, click on shift, click on the bottom right controller and make it smaller. And now this gives you the beautiful effect that you've been trying to go for, where things go light to dark to dark. You can try to scale this up, down, left, right, depending on how you want things, but the basic gist of it remains the same. And one other thing that really happens, one cool thing that happens is, since all of these are just whites with reduced opacity, the dark color that you have, you start getting lighter versions of the same thing. So you're just going to adjust your background color now to a shade where you like where it's at. So I like this color. I absolutely love where it's at, and I'm just going to go ahead with it. And now I'm just going to reduce this opacity a little bit more, because this is 15% white, this is 30% white, this is 45% white. All of these kind of add up. We'll just reduce the opacity. This actually looks quite good. I'm going to go ahead with 10%, but you can always play around with it and try to see what you can come up with. And now I'm going to copy and paste this. This is where things get interesting. Look at it really carefully now. Now you're going to click on flip horizontal. That gives you something that looks like this. You could fit it in the top right corner, but we're not going to do that. And I've said this in my blobs video. When you're doing something like this, you always want to keep it in the two opposite directions. So if you've put your blobs for now in the top left direction, you want your other blobs in the bottom right direction. If you put it in this corner, you want it in this corner. You always want to place blobs in the opposite direction. And now you're going to click on flip vertical. Flip horizontal once and flip vertical once. This gives you this really, really pretty UI, and whatever you place in the center looks perfect, looks beautiful, looks so magnificently awesome. I can't even start describing it. Alright, now I'm just scaling this up, not doing a lot of cool animation stuff with it, just scaling it up, the simplest thing you can do really. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to give waves over here. So the last time we checked, we had some really, really cool waves in this corner. We're starting to give waves to our container. You know what, let's just take all of our vectors and increase their fill percentage. And I'm always playing around with this stuff just so I can get the perfect values. You're just going to take 3 of these vectors, 4 through 6, and Control G, group them. This is for ease of use. And you're going to repeat that over here. You'll bring this in front of your rectangle. I'll just take this, and now this is where things start to get interesting. So even though this blob is actually quite larger than what our frame was, it is still not outside of the frame. So to make it come outside of the frame, this is what you're going to start to do. Again, it's really important that you have another duplicated blob for this segment. You're going to go over here, you're going to go to your first vector, and then you're going to copy the color from right here. This, instead of giving you a white with some percentage value, starts to give you the actual color of inside this shape. Again, you're going to repeat this one more time. Alright, and then you're going to repeat that a third time. Say hi everybody in the chat, just so we know we're having a lot of fun. Okay, and now we'll just take that third color. What this does is it makes sure we are actually able to put this in front of our square even after being visible. And now we're going to start to change these shapes a little bit. So we'll just get our pen tool, go right here, You know what, let's just not do that. Copy and paste it. No, clicked on the wrong thing. We'll take the first group, copy and paste it, flip it vertically, put it down below, make sure things align really well. And now try to make sure things work well together. Okay, now we have something that's actually properly functioning. We want these two groups to be fused together. I'm going to go to the top, look at it really carefully now, and you're going to you're going to group this selection now. And now that it is one single group, you're going to flatten it. This gives you one single vector shape, which is a collection of the two without any differences. It's quite seamless now. You'll just take it, make it smaller. If you don't want these lines, you can export it and import it as a separate shape, and then that will get rid of your weird lines, but I'm fine with that, so I'll just go ahead with it. Alright, next thing we're going to do is we're going to take this weird planet, place it in front of this blob. This looks good. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is we'll make our white strip. So we've got a couple of people watching. Just so you know what we're doing, we are building this glorious, beautiful, magnificent UI design in today's live stream. This is going to be so much fun, you guys. Welcome to the live stream, day 8 of 100 days of UI design with Veera. Okay, before I get started with the text, because as soon as we get started with the text, things are going to start looking quite glamorous, quite glorious. I want to get to a point where I'm sure that the background looks really, really good. So we'll just get started with the stars for now. So there are a lot of stars right here, and we're going to get started with our stars. So I'm just going to go right here, click on it. In fact, you know what, let's just skip the pen tool, because I know it's always hard for beginners to get started with pen tool. It was hard for me, it was hard for everyone I knew. And so we're just going to take the circle, click on it, we'll get a simple shape, copy and paste it. We'll get another circle, make sure these are aligned, copy the both of them, paste them one more time, and now you will see this is, again, we're getting into the advanced side of shapes. This space in the center is actually a star. So we'll just take it, group all of these together, and try to experiment around with these different settings to see what works. Oh wow. So now we'll just get through all of these shapes one by one just to see what we're getting ourselves into. If you union these, you get one basic shape that you can mess around with, but we don't want to union it. If you subtract these, you get one weird simple shape. In fact, you know what, I forgot one key step. So you're just going to give it a rectangle right behind these shapes. We'll place it at the very base of this group, and now we're going to try to experiment with what we can get. And there we have it. Now we have a really, really simple star, really, really simple technique, and glorious, glorious effect. You can always play around with it, make sure it gives you the best effect you want. Say hi everyone in the chat, join the Discord group. You will receive all of these images, everything, the original Figma file, the last Figma file, the presentation of the whole thing. You will receive all of the beautiful updates you want. Also, on day 5, 3 days ago, on this challenge, we did something really cool. We built one of the best UI designer portfolios in the world, and now I'm just going to duplicate this, sort of randomize it, place it wherever I want, place some behind, place some in front of, place them wherever you like. That's not a question anymore. So as I was saying, we just did something really cool on day 5, 3 days ago, in the 100 days of UI design live. We basically built up the best UI designer portfolio in the world, and now we're doing a masterclass really soon, within this week, and this is going to be a surprise announcement for one and all. Within this week, we're going to be building this portfolio website into a complete coded up link website. Like, we'll just have the code and we'll tell you how to set it up in one simple masterclass, completely for free, did I mention? And you'll basically have one link to give it to all your colleagues, all your friends, all your clients, whoever you want to give it to, and then that link is shareable. That is your actual portfolio website. So we'll show you how to set it up into an absolutely free, actual, real live website. If you want updates on that, if you're interested in that, click on the Discord link in the live chat. It's the second one, and you can get started with that. It's happening really quickly, and it's going to be a surprise announcement. So I just want all of you to be ready for that. Alright, and now we're just going to take all of our different shapes, sort of try to randomize their position as much as possible. This gives us a really pretty effect. So we'll just place these wherever we like. Okay, this looks really, really pretty. Join the Discord server, you guys. There are so many things coming specifically for Discord members that I can't even start with right now. Alright, so now we're going to get this pink planet, put it right up at the top, make it smaller. How is this design coming along? Come on, give me your comments. What do you think of this design? Type it in the live chat really quickly. This is going to be fun. We'll place it inside the frame, make it a little bit bigger, because this UI in itself does not have any splashy colors other than white, so you want there to be some form of stimulation, some form of colors that make you go wow. And we'll take our other planet, place it right here. And again, one of the reasons we always place planets in front of these blobs is because in its entirety, this color is quite dull. So you want there to be something that's splashing, that's getting the user out of bed, out of being in their head, and getting them to focus on a specific point. Alright, now we have that part figured out. I'm just going to take this rectangle, drag it, place it into a place which I really like. You know what, let me just increase the size. And now I'm going to get started with the headline. Web experience 2. This is going to be the first part. So we'll just go ahead, go right here and change our font family. This is a spectacular, beautiful, glorious font, and I know I say this for all of the fonts, but this is one of the most amazing, splashy, mind-blowing fonts you're ever going to use. It is called Playfair Display. I'm sure a lot of you guys have already heard of it, used it. If you haven't, what are you doing? Get started with Playfair Display right now. You're going to go with Playfair Display SC. It is a little bit of a play on the actual Playfair Display font. It lets you have a really nice looking font to work with. Alright. For those of you who are new here, who are just starting to watch, we are building this beautiful UI design today in this live stream, completely for free, completely from scratch. It's going to be a lot of fun, you guys. Stick around. Okay. So now I'm just going to try to fix this wherever I can. Just change the text a little bit and just place it in its dead center. Okay. Now we're going to get our fourth final image, the comet image. Place it right next to 2. This is where things get really interesting. This is where things start to get glorious, spectacular, beautiful. We're going to type remember. Go to the font, change it to Playfair Display, change it to bold italic. You know what, let's go with extra bold italic. Change the font size. We'll increase the font size to 200. And now we'll just get started placing it right here. What do you guys think of this UI? Let me know in the comments. Alright. We just place it exactly in the center. And now things are going to get amazing. So we'll just switch to gradients now. Give it a fill. Hold on a minute. Okay, we're back. We'll just switch to the fill to be gradients. This is going to be don't think I am. Okay, we're back. Alright, now we'll just give it a beautiful gradient. This gradient is going to involve a lot of colors, so brace yourself for that. So we'll just get started with this really nice and fluorescent like blue. And it's going to end at a really, really pretty shade called yellow or orange, whichever you're wanting to call it. So we'll just end it with this shade. But this isn't going to be such a simple color switch. Don't get confused at all. We'll add a color over here, change it to be Dodger blue. So if you don't know what color to choose, just type Dodger blue over here. And then you can just sort of play around with it to get to a color you like. This works really well. Change this to be just a little bit more sophisticated and splashy. Okay. And we'll just drag it up to this corner, add it over here. And now we're going to switch into our purple pink themes. Okay, this is starting to look really pretty now. By far one of the prettiest effects I've ever done in my life. And I am so absolutely proud of the way it is turning out, you guys. So fun getting to do this live every single day. If you're new here, we do a new web design every single day at 8 p.m. Indian Standard Time. Do not miss it. We'll just shift these colors around a little bit. We'll just remove this for now. Change this to a darker shade. Make this a splashier orange. Shift this around a little bit And now I'm just going to try to see if I can add some green here, because we didn't initially start with the idea of having some yellow green, but I'm going to try. I will try that. I'll add a color here, and it's going to be light green. You know what? It doesn't look good. Let's just get rid of it entirely. And now that we have all of our main colors, I'm just going to shift around to get to a point where I like the colors that we're working with. Add a dark pink color over here. Really dark, really bright, really bold. Make it splashy, make it fun. Just shift things around a little bit, and I swear this is going to be one of the most fun builds you'll ever do. Highly recommended. Go home, make sure to build it, and you will find all of the images, all of the assets in the Discord group. Join it, build this beautiful UI design. It is by far one of the best UIs you're ever going to build. It is truly the web experience to remember. And if you are having trouble with any part, you can always ask questions in the Discord group, later on in the live chat, wherever you're at. All right, and now we're going to get started on the next part. Just shift all of these elements around a little bit. Make sure they shift right to the bottom. For those of you watching, we're building this beautiful, magnificent live UI design. And now we're going to get started on the waves. So I'm just going to go to the pen tool really simply and try to build really simple waves. The way we're going to do that is just we're going to click and drag. Do not leave your mouse cursor. In fact, if this becomes a little too difficult for you, I'm going to show you a shortcut on making waves. You'll go to your plugins and you'll go to get waves. This is a beautiful plugin, really simple to use, subtle, easy, nice, and it has spectacular effects. And you're just going to increase this complexity. You can choose buildings or you can choose waves. You can always go up and down, but we're going to go with these waves for now. You can choose your complexity and randomize what waves you get. We'll just create some waves now, and we're going to drag these waves so that we get the width and the difference that we like. We'll just make them smaller. I'll just completely add it, and now that we have one beautiful wave form. I'll send this wave behind everything. Copy and paste it. And just shift it around a little bit. And now I'm going to change its fill just so it's visible in the back. And now we are going to get to our Get Waves plugin and generate a couple of waves, a few more waves, just so we have something to work with. This is the simplest way to make waves, you guys. I use this plugin all the damn time. How many of you are going to use this plugin? Let me know. How many of you like this plugin? It's the simplest way to make waves. If we had the pen tool, we'd still be drawing and erasing stuff right now. Let me know what you think of this plugin. This is one of the best plugins on making waves I have ever used. In fact, it is the only plugin in Figma that lets you generate waves like this. It's truly spectacular what it lets you do. Again, we're going to go to our Get Waves plugin one last time. Increase the number of waves. Beautiful. Randomize it. Drag them just so there is a lot of difference. Click on Control to just squish them together. Click on Shift to make them smaller. If you're not happy with the direction, you can always right click, flip horizontal, and that's going to let you change the direction, basically mirror your direction. I don't like how peaky these are, so I'm just going to drag them down, and we'll just place them behind everything. We'll just send them to back, make them a little bit larger, place them in front of this rectangle, and give them a white fill with a reduced opacity. How many of you like what we're doing here? Let me know. We'll just take all of these waves, these beautiful waves, group them together, make them just a little bit smaller, and leave it at that. This looks beautiful, you guys. This looks so absolutely pretty. This looks absolutely pretty. Let me know what you think of this one. I'm having so much fun bringing this to you, you guys. So excited for the way this one is turning out. Let me know what you think. Come on, really quickly. Mr. Addy asks, are you using Mac or Windows? Mr. Addy, we are using Windows. Kiwi says hi. Hello, Kiwi. Payal Hora says hello. Hello, Payal. Kiwi answers Windows. You are right, Kiwi. Again, I'm sorry I'm getting to these really later on. Mr. Addy asks, try to make components of star that help change colors easier. Yes, we can do that, but I'm lazy. I just drag and drop them like that. Dharm Teja asks, is this a landing page UI? Yes, Dharm, this is a landing page UI. In fact, this is a web agency landing page UI, because I figured since you all are learning UI design, at some point you want to have your own web agency, at some point you want to show these skills, maybe you want to use this as a portfolio. Again, this is super useful. You can use this as your actual design. I don't have any reservations or copyrights or anything. Just join the Discord group, get your files, get these assets, get these images, put them in your portfolio, put them in wherever you like, put them as your portfolio. We're doing a complete building on portfolio masterclass. Kiwi says, we can try making the remember in sans-serif. Can we? It would be better. Alright, Kiwi, we're going to get to making it in sans-serif in just a moment. Dharm Teja says, that was great. Thank you, Dharm. You're really nice for saying that. We'll try to do it in sans-serif. We'll take Kiwi's suggestion. We'll try to do, and Kiwi, if you're watching this, let me know what you think. Okay, so this is Playfair Display right now, and Playfair Display has these dashes. You know what? Let me just explain what me and Kiwi are talking about right now. These dashes at these tops and ends are called serifs. So basically, if your font family has these dashes, you basically have a serif font. But for fonts like Roboto or Outfit, you don't have these dashes, so they are sans-serif fonts. In fact, Kiwi asked us if we could build this in sans-serif font. So we'll just duplicate this, place it somewhere else, and here's the thing. If you're going to use sans-serif fonts, which is a completely valid way of doing things, completely good way of doing things, make sure you take both of them together. So if you're doing sans-serif, make both of them sans-serif. If you're doing serif, make both of them serif. These aren't the kind of fonts where you pick and choose one here, one there kind of thing. In fact, this looks absolutely incredible. That was a great suggestion, Kiwi. Again, I apologize for getting to these comments a little bit later than I should have. But anyways, we're back. All of you guys, we took Kiwi's suggestion and we're basically building this in sans-serif fonts right now, which is actually a great way of building the new age UIs. Let me know what you think of this version. Let me know if you like the serif version or you like the sans-serif version. Really quickly. Is the serif one good? Is the sans-serif one good? Just type serif or sans-serif. We'll take a quick vote. Kiwi says, that's really nice. That different colored blob make a gradient is genius. Thank you, Kiwi. It's really nice of you to say that. Again, I'm always flattered. I'm always fangirling over my own UIs. In fact, if you see me alone, it's going to look pretty stupid, but half the day I'm always like, wow, this looks so pretty. I'm just kidding. But actually, this is actually a great suggestion. You know what? Let's just go ahead with it. I'm going to ditch my Playfair Display serif font mentality at this point. I'm going to go with this minimalist, thick sans-serif font right now, because when you're doing a dark color, and this is actually a good suggestion for everyone watching, when you're doing a dark color and you add a sans-serif font like outfit in front, it starts to look really, really fresh, really, really new. So we'll just take it and make sure to adjust our thickness. You know what, this works. This works, and I'm just going to go ahead with it now. Payal says, I think I like Playfair. You know what? We'll build this UI. We'll build it in both of these fonts, and then I'll do both at this point. I'll do both at this point. I am such a weirdo. I'll do both of them at this point, and you can build out whatever you like. Join the Discord group, and you'll find all of your basically all of your images and assets in the Discord group. I'll build them both, and then you can choose whatever you want to build, and you can just make it. Okay, now we are going to build my absolute favorite part. I have not been so excited about something like this in a really long time, and you'll see what I'm talking about in just a bit. So we'll just create a simple blob. Who is having fun? Let me know in the comments. Who is having fun? Just type I, because I'm having a lot of fun. And if I could chat type in the comments, I would type I am having a lot of fun. Just let me know who's having a lot of fun, because I'm having a lot of fun. Alright, so the trick that we're going to be using now is, I'm just going to demonstrate that in a little bit. We are building not only gradients using blobs, we are giving an actual color gradient inside of a gradient. So this blob is actually going from this light purple to this pinkish purple, and that's a complete gradient for all of these. This is going to be super cool, you guys. I'm going to build this right now. In fact, let's just build it at the bottom, because in our first two blobs we were building it at top left and bottom right, so our next two blobs will be bottom left, top right. Payal says me. Cheers, Payal. We're all having a lot of fun. So nice to be able to come here live every single day, build a new UI. I'm taking a quick vote now. I have the designs for the next 10 days ready with me. Would you like to see all of these design posts, or at least a couple of them, scheduled up front? So should I just schedule the next couple of live streams and basically give you an idea of what we're going to be building for the next few days? I'll obviously be live, but do you guys want a sneak peek into what's coming in the next few days? Just type yes or no in the chat really quickly. We'll go to gradients, give it this direction, quite peculiar. Would you guys like to see the stuff that we're making? Alright, Kiwi says yup. Fine. You know what, we'll do it at least like 3 to 5 days in advance. So I'll just share with you what we're going to be building in the next couple of days, and then you guys can choose to be notified on the days where you like what we're going to be building. I'll share it with you in this stream as well, and also in our other streams. And always these streams are always available for you guys to access later on as well. So we'll just take a shade of a lighter purple over, you know what, let's just go with something like this. We'll go right here, and then we'll go to the other shade, make it this color, make it a little bit lighter. This works. Squish it together, reduce its opacity. This is where things start to get interesting. We'll create a color fill that helps us use it every single time. We'll reduce its opacity to 15%. You know what, 15 is a little too less. We'll just make it 22. 22 works. And we'll give it our new color. We'll create a color style. After this, we'll just copy and paste it. And every single time we make a blob that looks like this, we can just change the value of the color. This is actually, and now we'll just change this value. Oops, no. We'll just adjust this a little bit. Let's just give it a little bit more blue. Let's give this a little bit more color right here. Kiwi says yes. Alright, Kiwi, we'll post all of our upcoming UI designs as well. And now, you guys, we are doing something that I don't believe it has ever been done before, which is why I am so excited about it. This is not only a gradient of blobs, these blobs also have a color gradient inside of them, which is mind-blowing, absolutely mind-blowing. We'll just group this together, shift it to match. Join the Discord group, you guys. You'll find all of the assets. You can ask questions at any time. Even if you're busy right now, you can always ask questions, because when the live streams end, the worst part about it is you can't ask questions anymore. If you join the Discord group, there is always a general section where you can ask all sorts of questions. You can ask for image assets that are from different videos that you haven't found, that I forgot to post. It weren't easily accessible. Maybe something went wrong. Whatever it is, we'll have a lot of fun there. Reduce its value to something that looks quite nice. Alright, this looks good. I'm happy with the way this turns out. Alright. We'll copy and paste it. In fact, this looks much brighter. In fact, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to go right here and adjust this to be 19. Much brighter, much better looking. Let's just go with 21. Alright, and now I'm just going to rotate it to 180 and place it in front of our old UI. So what we're going to do is, we're going to get rid of this guy by making this appear in front of it. And the way we're going to do that is, currently all of these have a partially opaque fill inside of them. So we'll just take the actual color. Oops. Nope, we can't do that. You know what? Let's do something. Let's do something to combat this. We'll go to our last vector, copy and paste it. Oops, doing the wrong thing again. Copy and paste our last vector and give this vector now. We'll remove this fill, give it a fill of white. Place it behind everything. What that does is make sure this is basically not opaque anymore. You can't see through it anymore, but the same colors are always preserved. So we'll just place it right here. Go to this union, get a couple of shapes, sort of squish them to go behind our new blob. Okay, this works. This absolutely works. We'll just place it, position it. Alright. How many of you are having fun with the way we're building this? Let me know in the comments. It's always nice to be pumped about what we're building. Take it, place it in the center, make it out into the front. In fact, let's get a wave. Does it look good? Does this look good? No, it does not. We'll just remove this wave. We'll put it at the center of this gradient, make this bigger. Looks much better. Alright. Now we're going to get to the best part. We'll finally settle the battle between sans-serif and serif fonts. We'll build one for serif and build one for sans-serif fonts. So we'll just give it you know what, I'm just going to take my text from right here, because I keep on forgetting text all the time. But you don't worry, you will find all of these texts in a separate text file in the group. So fast and secure is our tagline. Fast and secure. Don't worry about the font family right now, you guys. We'll fix it. Change it to play fair display for this specific UI. Decrease the font size. This looks good. Make it bold. Put it right here. Mr. Addy asks, is this UI design responsive or not? At its very core, every single responsive UI needs to be built so that it is responsive. in its basic skeleton, no UI design, including mobile UI designs, are responsive. To make a UI design responsive, what you do is you take it, all of these elements from right here, build yourself a separate mobile UI frame, and then basically shift all of your elements and reposition them to match in this specific frame. And then once you reach a specific breakpoint, which means once your phone or your device viewport gets thin enough, you change your device UI layout from monitor to mobile. So if you want to see me build this into a responsive UI, type R in the chat box. Just type R and I'll understand that it is for responsive, and we'll make it responsive. So this is I'm ready to do it. If you want to see the responsive mobile version, type R in the chat. Mr. Addy says R. Okay, we'll take one more vote. Anyone else, just type R and we'll build a responsive one. Payal also says R. The votes are in. I'm also voting R. And with that, Ramesh also says R. Alright. So we'll basically build a responsive UI as well. I hadn't planned this initially, but this sounds like such an awesome idea. I can't get rid of it now. We'll just commit full time. With this, we've basically given ourselves the exact same color that we were doing right here, but in order to give it the bright color that we wanted to, we'll just remove this, give it 100%. Let's reduce this a little bit because it's too jarring at first. Okay, this looks quite good. Okay, now we have this really nice looking UI. Oops, where did our image go? Copy and paste it, bring it right here. This astronomy image looks so good with this one, right? This blob and astronomy theme just mixes so well, and I found this at one of those stock illustration places. I don't even know where, but I looked into the contract license and stuff, so you are free to use it wherever you want. But it does look quite good. I'll just remove it. This seems to be an extra. Place it right here. Bring it above. Make it smaller just so these two things don't collide. And build ourselves some lorem ipsum text. We'll go to the plugins, click on lorem ipsum. Lorem ipsum, we've been using this for 3 days straight now. What should we use? Let's use Potter ipsum. Let's generate 5 sentences in Potter ipsum. You can use any random text you want. You can actually use your own description text. Make it smaller. Drag it in. And no matter if you're using like serif or sans-serif fonts, you want such a long description to always be in sans-serif. For our Playfair display version, we're going to use Inter as our sans-serif font. Make it smaller. Make it fit. For outfit one, we won't change it. Make it Inter. All right. We'll just change the font size to 26. We'll increase the line height and Potter ipsum wand elf parchment wingardium. Use the simplest technique to build a button. From now on, we're basically get started. So as I was saying, from now on in all of our videos, within an hour or two, I'll start adding timestamps, which means if you want to go through the whole thing again, you can always revisit it. Skip to the part where you left last time and skip to the part which you're confused about. So we'll have it in all of our UI design streams starting from now on. In fact, I think I added all of the timestamps last time as well. In our last stream yesterday, the one we built about some really cool dragons, we added timestamps. So if you want to skip to any portion, it becomes a whole lot easier. We'll click on auto layout, add some padding. again we'll change the color here, fill, to this color. Again, this is really nice for a simplistic UI, but I don't want simplistic, I want flashy over the top stuff. We were using 65% opacity here, so we'll just use 65% here as well. Change this color to white. Change this auto layout make sure the text case is capitalized, make it bolder, give it some less padding from down here. We can place it here or here depending on where it looks better. You know what, let's just place it right here, because aligning it there seems like a little bit of a difficult task. You could per se have it on that corner, but then that would mean changing its color to a dark black shade sort of one to match over here. You know what, let's just go with this, because we were having a lot of gradient colors anyways. And as an extra added effect, you're going to take all of these, change your black to match the color on this background, which is 030020. What this does is it automatically, subconsciously gives your user a really perfect color palette theme. So when you're not always using black, it's actually a really nice thing. This button looks so awesome, like such a nice dashing bold button. I love it. It's absolutely amazing. And now we'll just change it to regular, or let's just go with medium. What do we have to lose? There's a lot of text over here, but I'm just going to excuse that. You know what, if you're not happy with medium and regular font families like me, you're going to go to Figma, going to go to variable font axes, and you're going to get something in the middle that you really like. This is by far one of the best things in Figma. In fact, I have a video coming about it as well, and I have so many videos in the middle of production right now, you guys. There's so much stuff coming out, so much stuff, and I come here live every single day, and I always say so much fun stuff is coming out. Alright, so I'll just take all of our text, copy it as I promised, take it, place it right here, and change our font to sans-serif. You know what, this looks quite weird. All of this in its sans-serif looks quite weird. Let's see if Inter is a better option for sans-serif. Let's try Inter as a sans-serif font, because this looks quite wonky as a thick font. No, it doesn't look that good. Does it look good? We could shift things around to see just if it looks good. Let me know if you like Inter or outfit, and I'm going to give you this option really quickly. What do you think I should do for this one? Should I go with Inter or should I go with outfit? This is what Inter looks like, and just type I or O for Inter and outfit. Type I or O. Inter is for I, O is for outfit. So this is Inter currently. Outfit. Kiwi types Inter. Alright, Kiwi, since this was your idea, I'm going to go ahead with your input on this one. Let's just discard this outfit thing altogether. We'll remove it. Let's decrease this size just a little bit, because Inter is a large font. Make it bolder. Oops, I think we deleted something important. Maybe we didn't add it in the first place. We'll just place it right here. Should we italicize it? No, I don't think we should italicize it. It looks weird italicized. In fact, this also needs to be changed to inter. This looks good. This looks actually quite nice. Speaking of UIs, would you like to see me review a couple of your UIs, because we got this suggestion a few days ago and I was thinking on it? Just type yes or y or no, y or n. Just type y or n depending on what you want to see me do next. Just type yes or no. I think I messed up. Oops. Shit, did I mess up? I think I did. No, I did not. We're safe. Just type y or n. Should I review your UI designs? Would you like to see an episode of that? Y or n? Yes or no? On reviewing your UIs. We'll just bring it to the front. Really quickly, just type y or n depending on if you want to see me review UI designs and sort of improve on them. Would you like to see me review UI designs? Just type y or n. Because now that we have a Discord group, we can have a really nice place of access for these UIs. Okay, now we'll just get rid of the whole thing. And we're going to look at our two UIs that we've built. So I got rid of our initial UI. This is the sans-serif build. I love it. It's beautiful. It's so pretty. This is our serif build. In fact, serif build looks so mature, you guys. Thank you, Kiwi, for that. Alright, this looks quite good, and now we're going to get into the responsive part. We'll build mobile UIs for each. In fact, if we have time, we might get into tablets, but also I think we're short on time. We are doing mobile UIs. Would you like to see tablet UIs? Just type T if you want to see tablets, M if you want to see mobile, or T and M if you want to see both. Because I'm going with mobiles right now. Okay. Bhuvan says, hi, I want to learn JavaScript, but I feel difficult learning it. What is the best way to learn JavaScript? Bhuvan, one of the absolute best ways to learn JavaScript as a developer is to build websites. And I know this is cliche advice, but you want to take UI design. Are you a UI designer? I'm assuming you are. If you are a UI designer, you want to get into JavaScript, just take your UIs, try to build them through basic HTML, CSS, try to add really basic things like how to make a button work. And again, I'm not going to get into the details of that because this is a UI channel. I will have a programming channel at some point, but I think this is a programming channel as well, because the very first tutorial is on JavaScript, on the basics of JavaScript. So if you check out the very first long video that we've posted on this channel, Bhuvan, you'll get an idea of how to get started with web development, with UI design. But the very first advice that I would give ever is just make a really simple HTML, CSS UI, get a tutorial, get whatever you like, and try to do the simplest tasks. Just change a color, change something through a button, add event listeners. Bhuvan says, I am BTech first year. Bhuvan, that does not answer my question, sadly. Are you a UI designer? Are you aware of UI design? Alright. We'll just make a mobile UI for now. So what we're trying to do over here is, you know what, I'm so... We'll build one for each, but let's just... Oops. We'll just try it with this one first, because at the end of the day, it's going to be quite similar. So you'll just go to the frames, click on iPhone 15 Pro. Really simple preset. This is for responsiveness. and you're going to start breaking your, again, this is quite this is simple wireframing at this point. You're going to start breaking down your UI. So in our UI design, we have to make this responsive. This is the thinking. You have two parts. The first part is this dark part, the second part is the light part. If you were to make this in a mobile, you would do the same thing. You will make it scrollable, make it longer, make this the dark part. Let's just make it quite small, and we'll just make this the light part. So we'll just start by giving this as realistic a feel as we possibly can. We'll take our first blob, copy and paste it. Oops. Scale it down. Would you like to see me do a week of mobile UIs where all I build is mobile UI designs? Just type Y or N. Just let me know, because I was thinking of bringing mobile UIs on these live streams as well. Y or N. Would you like to see me do a week of only mobile UIs? Type it in the chat. Oops. You'll just place all of these blobs because they are the most difficult to place in the beginning. Enlarge them to match. Would you like to see me do a week of mobile UIs? I'm just going to shift my laptop, not the shift key, shift my laptop. We'll copy it, paste it. Take it, scale it. Again, you have to be in a lot of really quick thinking mindset when you're making things responsive. So my very first, and I know I'm not getting into the top container first, my very first concern while making this into a mobile UI is, how do we make sure that this text and this guy, this image, are available for all to see, because you don't have a wide frame. So I'm just going to take this image. We'll combat that problem really quickly. Make this large. And the reason I'm getting into this first is because this is by far the most difficult part of this UI design. So I'll just increase this. And this blob just needs to be attached to the bottom. However far you take it at the bottom, just take it right there with you. We'll take our text. We can center align it because everything is in the center of a mobile UI. Make it smaller. Kiwi said a little while ago, I can't submit, but I would like to see if anyone shares. Would you all like to share your UI designs for review? Just let me know. Y or N? Quick poll. Do you have any UI designs you want to submit for review? Or and you can type this out as well. I don't know how you type it, but that's your job. I could review my own really old UI designs. They are very embarrassing. It's going to be a funny episode, and I have a sense of humor, so I hope it's going to be funny. Would you like to see me review my oldest, shittiest designs ever? I had shared mine in the comment box on the portfolio video. Pile, I didn't get any comments on the portfolio video UI. You can share it in the Discord group if you like. I think we missed it. I didn't get anything. Anyways, would you like to see me make, just type Y or N, capital Y or N, if you want to see me review. Okay, we're having a review session of my designs. Should we do it tomorrow? I think this is a quick idea. Or should we just wait a while? Do a couple of UI designs first. Should we do it tomorrow? Just type T for tomorrow or L for later. T for tomorrow, L for later. We'll copy this text, paste it. Because this is going to be a super embarrassing episode. It's going to be Kiwi, should we do it tomorrow? Kiwi says, yeah. This tea for tomorrow. Wow. Payal already says tea. Okay. This is going to be really weird because I'm used to building really planned and scripted and nice UIs. I'm laughing because tomorrow is going to be so embarrassing. But you guys have to promise to join, because I'm not doing it in front of an empty stream. I can show you a tutorial and wait for you guys to come back and view it. You all have to promise me that you're going to come tomorrow, because if we're doing it, might as well do it spectacularly. It's going to be an embarrassing one, so I'm just going to do it once. Kiwi says, yeah, ready yourself then. You have to promise me that you're going to come tomorrow, all of you, because I know it's going to get really terrible for me, and it's going to get even more terrible if someone from my family or friends sees it. It's cool, because right now I boast around like this nice UI designer who can build these magical UIs. It's going to be embarrassing tomorrow. I would either not tell anyone or tell everyone at all who I know. Whatever I do, I'm going to get embarrassed tomorrow, big time. Kiwi says, well, I'll come. Or everyone who's going to come, just let me know right now. I'll come, or I'll be present. Whatever you want to type, just be present tomorrow, because tomorrow is going to be something so embarrassing. I probably would never repeat it on this channel unless it gets a lot of views. If it gets a lot of views, then I'm going to be a YouTuber and do it. But again, it's quite limited. The number of UIs will also be limited, because believe it or not, there aren't a lot of very embarrassing UIs, but the ones that are, I'm so excited to show you guys, because it's going to be a wild one tomorrow. We've got a couple of new people joining us. We'll just reduce this font size. For the people who are just joining us right now, we have just decided that I'm going to be reviewing my most embarrassing, weirdest, baddest designs. Payal says, I'll be there. Kiwi says, well, everyone starts somewhere and do mistakes. No need to be embarrassed. I'm not even embarrassed, but I know it's going to be absolutely hilarious, because I'm going to cringe so much. I know that it's common human. In fact, if I didn't know it, I wouldn't be making that episode. But I'm laughing because it's going to be so embarrassing. You all have to come tomorrow, and I'm not talking about the people who already said yes. Other people who are watching, regular viewers, make sure you're present, you guys. Tomorrow is going to be the most embarrassing one I've ever done. Anyways, we have finally scaled these guys down. You can increase the font size just a little bit, because it takes a while to be happy with where you're getting. Oops. Let's change the bottom UI. At some point, maybe not right now, at some point we'll do a mobile UI feature. Of course, tomorrow is going to be reviewing my own weirdest designs, but at some point in the future, we're going to do mobile UIs as well. Probably after 10th of September. Probably after that, because we've got a lot of stuff lined up before. But we are definitely going to do mobile UIs. Specifically mobile UIs. Okay, now we have the second part all handled out, all looking nice and cozy. We'll just get to the first part. Getting these planets and these stars in is going to be quite the challenge. We'll copy a bunch of these stars, paste them, bring them to iPhone 15. Group them as one single frame, make them smaller, make the group smaller, copy and paste it, make stuff a little bit larger. Okay. Maybe a couple of extra stars start to overflow at places, so you just remove them. But we basically have enough stars to be happy. In fact, these are at random positions. But stars are at random positions, that's the whole point. So I'm just happy with where they are. We'll just place them right here. One of the reasons this works so well is because this Saturn ring gradient and this gradient are actually quite similar. Speaking of similarities, one of the things that you want to do when you're building for mobile is you want to reduce or remove some images, because not all images are very informative and not all images need to be there all the time, and so it's completely fine if you get rid of a couple of images. In fact, most good UIs do this. If you start to cram all sorts of images in there, you're going to end up with a really messy UI. One of the most important parts about being a good UI designer is knowing when to just let go. We'll place it in the center, give it 24. Make it smaller one more time. Okay, we'll just make this a little bit larger. I might rate my designs as well. I might rate my designs out of 10, and it's going to be under 5. I believe. I don't think in the really beginning 4 years ago I could have cracked anything above 5. In fact, 5 is a big extreme statement for me. I couldn't have gotten close to 5. Again, these are really terrible designs that I'm bringing to you tomorrow. It is going to be hilarious as an episode from your side, but believe me when I say this, there is some embarrassment in my past. Okay, now we have this part almost figured out, and I feel like we have excessive stars at some point. Like, you want to get rid of a couple of stars, because if you have way too many stars, then you're not going to be able to concentrate on the white actual good parts of your UI. What in the world is this? We'll just get rid of a couple of extra stars. Get rid of this, subtract. Check this guy. Place it right here, and I feel like we just did what we did one more time. Okay. And now we have ourselves a really pretty looking mobile UI. Okay. I think we are almost done with this part, and I'm just going to get a couple of images in now. We'll copy and paste it. Put it inside one more time. You know what, let's just make this square smaller, because at this point there isn't any need for it to be such a huge shape. We'll just take everything from the bottom, increase it, place it above, take it, drag it above, and one last time place it right here. I don't want to overdo it on any of these images. I don't want to have too many images and then sort of be having a really terrible looking UI from that point on. We'll just shift this text group a little bit above. Use your arrow keys. When the white text cascades with this semi-transparent black and white UI, it is one of the most beautiful things you're ever going to do with this UI design. Okay. Oops. One more star. We'll just take a couple of... What just happened? What just happened? Anyways. Sometimes this PC just decides to hang. Oops. I don't even know what's happening at this point. I'll just copy and paste it. Drag it to this empty place right here. Make this guy small. You know what? Let's just get a planet in here. We don't need to have... I'm not adding this pink one because at some point it just feels too flashy. We're going to have too much crammed. I don't want to have too much crammed. We'll just cut it off. We'll cut this guy off. Okay. And Mr. Addy says, appreciate your hard work. Thank you, Mr. Addy. That is really nice of you. Again, I come here live every single day, and hopefully we'll have a big... Again, the goal is to teach and inspire as many people as we can towards UI design. And as long as I can do that, I'm here every day. Okay. With that, we have a final ready mobile UI. Another reason that I'm laughing is as close as we get to closing today's UI, like as soon as this one completes, I'm going to have to preparing for one of my most embarrassing streams ever tomorrow, which is going to be fun. And hopefully all of you all are going to come, because and I don't get this desperate so often, but tomorrow I'm only going to do it once. I am only ever going to do it once. So you better be there. We'll just adjust it. Okay, we finally have completed UI designs. Let's present them. Let's see all of our glory in its full glory. Wow. Look at this. Look at this. This is so cool, you guys. We just completed. We also have... Oops. Nope. You know what, we'll just take this into a separate we'll just cross them and take them into a different page, and we'll rename this page mobile, because you can only have so many different versions at a point without causing confusion and without making these frames quite weird. Oops. We'll just add an interaction on tap, navigate to... We'll just navigate to the other frame on tap. When did Figma change on click to on tap? I think they just did, because I've never seen it before. And on click, this is fine. The moment we click it, it'll go to the next guy. We'll show prototype settings, and this is quite important. This is where you choose your prototype setting, your mask skin of... Mr. Addy says, love a lot. I'll come daily. Inshallah, it's also helped me also, because I'm also a beginner in UI UX design. Thank you for those nice words, Mr. Addy. We also have another comment. How have you transferred mobile to another page? How to do that? So what we're going to do is really simply have your hands in the air, just select these frames, click on control. When you click on control, when your control key is clicked, you can click multiple different things at a very same time. Copy and paste it. Like create a separate page and just control V to paste the whole thing. Dharma Teja says you work at DevFast. DevFast is my very own web agency where we do a lot of commercial websites, apps, UI designs. I have worked commercially for a long time. Kiwi says, Didi, it's so nice. I just gave a small suggestion about the font and you made everything around it. That's what I come here for every single day. If I didn't want to take suggestions, I wouldn't go live. I would just post videos in my own narcissistic trumpet and be happy with that. But I want to interact with the community, and I want to make this a place where everything is included, because in the very beginning I didn't have any support, any knowledge of all of this either, and people were just sort of in their own zone. So it is quite difficult as a beginner in UI design to see your own ideas on a large scale, to implement them on a large scale. And if I get to do that even for a single person, I'm satisfied for that day. All right, let's get into the we'll just go to the flow. Why is everything in a mobile UI? We might have to change our project for this one, because I don't see. Mr. Addy says, is your Figma in premium? No, my Figma is free. I'm cheap. We'll just, how do we, oh no, this isn't working. For the monitor one, I think we might have to, because once you choose a skin, so we've chosen a skin of in the prototype settings, we've chosen the device skin of iPhone 15. What that does is it gives you a really nice iPhone 15 border. Once you do that, your monitor UIs will also have that, which is actually not what we want. It's a glitch. So we'll copy these two, create a new frame, click a new design file, and because we want two different kinds of UIs to be there. We want one without the iPhone skin. We want another one to have the iPhone skin. We'll just paste it. Go right here and we'll just rename this project monitor, just so we don't have a lot of confusion. Go right here. I believe we should just delete this page altogether at this point. We'll just delete this page without any worry whatsoever. And we'll rename this guy mobile. And we'll present this separately. Okay. So now we have our mobile UI, which looks really nice, by the way. Check this out. It is, let me know if you want anything, any other suggestions or anything in the comments, and we'll try to update things as we go right now. And once you change this frame, you also get your sans-serif version. This is, the previous one was your serif version, and you see the difference right here. You see the difference, really subtle difference. You see how different the texts are. Both are good. Depending on whatever you like, you can choose whatever you want. You can see the subtle difference now. It looks vastly different. Very simple font changes and it looks vastly different. And we'll just get to the monitor guys as well. Monitor, I am such a big fan of the monitor. I know I built the mobile frame. I am proud of it as well. But monitor is always going to be the favorite child. Like, look at this guy. Look at this guy. It's so wholesome. It's so wholesome. And also the other font as well. Look at this guy as well. Look at this guy. Just look at it. How can you not be proud of it? It's so beautiful. So lovely. Just looking like a wow. Mr. Addy says, please also mention what shortcuts you are using while making this UI design. Very basic shortcuts. I'll try to use them from this point forward, but usually whenever I'm placing Control or Shift, Control C, Control V, I try to speak of them, but that's a good suggestion. I will do that from the next time forwards. Alright, should I share this prototype with you guys to see now? Moment of truth. Just type yes in the chat. Should I share it? Any other comments? Anything else you want me to improve? Because everyone is going to see this live. You can also see it, and we'll also have a lot of fun here because we'll see who is seeing this UI. Just type really quickly. Do you want me to share it? All right. We've got a yes. We'll share this prototype. Anyone with this link can view. Copy it. Go back to YouTube. And this is the monitor. What did I just do? I don't think I did it correctly. We'll just share it, copy its link, anyone can view. Go back. Monitor. Oops. What is going on here? I don't get what is happening. We'll copy this link. I think it's exceeding the YouTube font limitation for some weird reason. I'll fix it. That can't be true. Because we've been sharing these UIs for such a long time now. I don't think that's really happening. Can we actually hold on a minute? I'm going to fix this. What is going on? You're right. I can use bit.ly or something like that. We'll just go to bit.ly. URL shortener. Copy it. This is monitor. This is the monitor UI. And I'm sharing the UI for mobiles as well. We'll share it, copy the link. Duplicate this tab. Shorten this link once again, copy this URL. Place the mobile UI here as well. Both of those are, again, once you go back and forth, you can see your sans-serif and serif versions, both of them. Okay. We have got a couple of people watching our monitor UI. 3 anonymous people. Hello, 3 anonymous people. I don't know who these people are. We've got a lot of anonymous people. And we've got our mobile UI as well. So, this has been one of the best, one of the most amazing UI designs we have ever built. I'll just make my camera. How do you do that? Okay. So, this has been one of the best UI design builds we've ever done, you guys. So glad that I was able to bring this forward to you. Tomorrow is a really important, really special day because tomorrow I'm going to be reviewing my old UI designs and it's going to be an embarrassing, hilarious episode. Make sure to join. It's going to be a lot of fun. You're going to get to learn a lot of little tips in UI design as well as make it as fun as we possibly can. I hate to go today. I truly hate to go today because we were having such a wonderful stream. It was so much fun, but all good things come to an end. But this is not truly the end because we're also going to be coming live for another 92 days because this is a 100-day of UI design challenge. I'll be back tomorrow 8 p.m. Indian Standard Time, 2:30 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time, whichever you're at. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye.